If you've been stuck on a plateau in your business, in your life, in your health, in your relationship, in your belief in yourself as a worthwhile human being, a child of God put here for a purpose, a mighty purpose, I got good news for you. There is a way to break you out of your doubts.
Welcome to the Thought Leader Revolution with Nikki Ballou. Join the revolution. There's never been a better time in history to speak your truth, find your freedom, and make your fortune. Each week, we interview the world's top thought leaders and learn the secrets of how they built a 6 to 7 figure practice. This episode has been brought to you by eCircleacademy.com, the proven system to add 6 to 7 figures a year to your thought leader practice.
Welcome to the exciting episode of the podcast, The Thought Leader Revolution. I'm your host, Nikki Ballou. And boy, do we have an exciting episode lined up for you today. It's another Thought Leader Nugget, and this one's short and sweet. A few weeks back, I had the legendary John Mitchell as a guest on my podcast. He is the author of the book, The Missing Secret, the legendary book, Think and Grow Rich. He told us a story, how he had been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, and he'd been making about 200 to 300K a year. At the age of 50, he had an epiphany. His mom was dying of cancer. He was crying his eyes out every night in the parking lot. And he realized that he needed to go to the next level, and it wasn't going to happen the way he was operating. So he went, sought out the number one book on success in the world, Think and Grow Rich, and discovered that it had a blueprint for how to take your success to the next level. But the secret to doing so, half of it, Napoleon Hill didn't tell you. He wanted you to figure it out for yourself. This frustrated John. So he decided to figure it out, and he did. And the missing secret of the legendary book, Think and Grow Rich, is this: that which you believe and infuse your belief with emotion and repeat daily will become real in your life. And John said something very powerful, that he recognized that 95% of what we think and what we do, our thoughts and actions, are unconscious, which means we're only operating with 5% of our capacity in day-to-day life. And so if your income, if your relationships, if your health are not where you want them to be, the reason is because you, like almost everyone else on the planet, have thoughts and actions that you put on auto repeat every day that aren't helping you out, that aren't deliberately programmed into your psyche, into your being. That is a very powerful realization for John, and frankly for me. So what you need to do is understand that these unconscious thoughts and actions are being run by your subconscious. So if you want your subconscious to be running thoughts and actions that are moving you forward towards your goals, you need a system to do so. A system. And man, that was powerful. So John talks about this 12-minute-a-day GPS that he's created out of the work he's done in studying Think and Grow Rich. And I'm in the process of finishing his book. He's got a 200-page book. I'm 192 pages into it. And I'm in the process of using his life GPS template methodology to create my own. And I'm going to be applying this to my life. But I had to share this with you today on the Thought Leader Revolution's Thought Leader Nuggets. Because if you've been stuck on a plateau in your business, in your life, in your health, in your relationship, in your belief in yourself as a worthwhile human being, a child of God put here for a purpose, a mighty purpose, I got good news for you. Yes, sir, I do. And the good news is there is a way to break you out of your doubts. Because I got to tell you, you're special. You're unique. You're put here by God for a purpose, a mighty purpose that only He and you know about. And I'm here to tell you, bada bing, bada boom. that the time is now for you to realize that you can win. But you got to understand this. Most people will do nothing differently. They're going to stick with how they've been doing things, this unconscious way of doing things where their subconscious, the 95%, is just doing the same old BS on repeat, is going to continue for them. But 2% are going to listen to what I have to say and go, I'm ready to act, Nikki. I'm ready. I am ready. So here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to go pick up a copy of Think and Grow Rich. I also want you to go pick up a copy of The Missing Secret of the legendary book, Think and Grow Rich by John Mitchell. And I want you to start thinking about what are the things you do on autopilot that really aren't moving the needle, moving you forward. Because what you need to do is find out what does move the needle, and through this process, put all that on autopilot. Autopilot. Part of your strategy needs to be to do personal development. You should be subscribing to this podcast and listening to it and the geniuses that I bring on here that are going to help you move your life forward every single day. You must do this. It is very important for you to do this. Additionally, you should plan your next day the night before. I've heard this a million places, but I'm telling you, this is something I'm taking on and you want to take on in a big way. Time block. Do the things that you know you need to do day to day, and then you will win. If you learned from this episode, give us a like, give us a rating, give us a review, send us a comment. I want to hear from you. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this episode, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Send them this episode. Tell them, listen to it, take some good notes, because it's going to change your life if you let it. And remember this, every single day, I see you, I know you, I believe in you. And if today your belief in you has shrunk down, come stay with me. Borrow my belief in you. Take that little spark of belief and let it turn your own belief into a roaring fire of belief so that you can live life as the best version of yourself. And that's a wrap for this week's Thought Leader Nugget.
This episode has been brought to you by eCircleAcademy.com, the proven system to add 6 to 7 figures a year to your thought leader practice.